Okay, I'm here with the amazing Marc. Marc is a doctor, and Marc, tell us a story.
So people often ask me why I decided to have a career in medicine. And it goes back many, many years when I was a young boy. I had a best friend. His name was Stephen. And Stephen came from a very wealthy family. Stephen's mother, however, spent most of her time in a hospital looking after children with cancer, while her friends were going out on fancy trips, cruises, out for lunch to exotic restaurants. She's different to them. She'd spend a lot of time at work, not getting paid, volunteering. And that was quite unusual for me to see something like that. And school holidays came, and I said to her, Gillian, would you mind if I came with you to work? And she said, sure. And I remember it. It was a Monday morning, cold Johannesburg winter's day. She fetched me really early, about 7:30 in the morning, and she took me through to Johannesburg Hospital, the Children's Cancer Unit. And I spent the day there meeting young people with cancer and talking to them, playing Monopoly, chess, all kinds of games with them. And really, when I left there, I just had the most amazing feeling. I felt that I'd done something really worthwhile. I did something that uplifted me. Often you find in life, when you give to people, you get much, much more than you've given. And that's what happened with me. And I understood then how resilient children were, and this amazing power they had in them to grow, to live, to fight. And the feeling I got having been with them made me want to be in a position where I could help them more than just playing games with them. And from that day, when I was about 8 years old, I set my mind to do it. And every school holiday, when I went back to the cancer unit and spent my holidays there, that just reinforced my ambition to become a doctor. And I went through school, going back most holidays to the cancer unit. And after school, I applied to medical school. I became a doctor. And during the training, we did a course in anesthetics. And I took a elective post to go back to Johannesburg Hospital, the cancer unit, this time as an anaesthetist. And I went back to the exact same units that I went to as a child, but this time as the anaesthetist who gave short anesthetics to children so we could do a lumbar puncture, put a needle in their back and take some of the fluid out in order to give them chemotherapy, which kind of completed the circle for me. And since then, I've obviously become a doctor. I'm not an anaesthetist, not involved in children's cancer at all, but that's really where it all started. And it's often left me thinking that in life, when you give, particularly to the vulnerable, you get an enormous reward and you learn so much. And by doing so, we really enrich our own lives.
Wow, thank you for that. So that was the spark with Marc, the spark that got you down your journey of ending up being, well as many other people's amazing doctor, my doctor too. You also told me some very silly stories at times. So leaving the inspiration to one side for the moment, any ridiculous things that you've seen which you can share, obviously patient confidentiality and all that, to end us off on a lighter note?
Sure. So during that time when I was at Johannesburg Hospital working as a intern, I got a bleep one, I think it was a Saturday night or Sunday morning, and it said, "Doctor, please call this number." Called the number, and it was a gentleman saying, "Hi, doctor, my mum's under your care. Do you mind coming to visit her?" And I said, "Okay, fine, no problem. Where is she?" So the man said to me, "Well, she's in the car park of the hospital." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, why can she not come to my office and I'll see her?" And he said to me, "No, she can't walk." So I said, "Well, why not?" So he said, "Well, just come to the car park and you'll see. I'll meet you downstairs." And I walked downstairs. saw this gentleman who I'd recognized. I remember his mother was under our care maybe a few days ago, and he took me to his car and proceeded to open the boot of the car, and inside the boot was his mother's body. And when he asked me to visit his mother, I didn't exactly have in mind what he had in mind. His mother had gone home and she had died at home, and he wanted to get her buried as quickly as possible. So rather than wait for doctors to come to the house to verify her death, he brought his mum to be visited by me to the hospital car park. And there in the car park, we got some hospital security. We took her out of the boot, and we verified her death and informed the relevant people. Really a unprecedented, unexpected situation for me, and one I would never forget, and always kind of in the back of my mind when anyone asked me if they could come visit their mum.
You're always concerned that that's going to happen. Yeah, though, that's the beauty of life and death. And may she rest in peace. And thanks for coming on The World is Storytelling, and keep on doing amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Follow and subscribe to keep up to date with the weekly episodes. Thank you very, very much for listening.